Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In one of the train cars, some of the guests are gathered. Nick whispers to Phyllis that she must have known about this before the rest of them. Devin snarks that now they know why Kane wanted to find his lawyer. Kane has nothing to hide from anyone. Chance warns that like everything about this trip, this will be an unorthodox investigation. Amanda asks Chance on whose authority is he conducting an investigation. Kane says his skills are a huge asset and he's trustworthy. Chance vows to get to the bottom of this. Nick gripes about not being able to get a hold of the authorities in Nice. Devin finds it odd that Kane anticipated something like this happening and invited Chance. Kane's glad he followed his gut. Chance says some staff have gone down the mountain to report the murder. Lily gawps, "You're calling this a murder?" Chance says yes. He needs to question them. Devin guesses they're all suspects. Chance has no reason to think any of them are involved. Abby points out it had to be someone at the chateau. Lily asks Kane, "Did you have this planned all along?" Amanda warns her client not to say word. Abby snarks that they should have brought their own lawyers. Kane says Michael may be able to help them. Nick worries about the guests, not in the train car, who may not know what happened. Lily points out Kane is the only one with a motive. Kane argues that Damien wasn't the intended victim. "I was." Lily snarks, "Oh my god, do you really expect us to believe that?" Kane explains that he and Damien were both drugged with bourbon from his private stash. Lily asks how Damien got it. Kane offered it to him. Lily asks, "Is that how Damien died?" Phyllis confirms she saw Damien go down with the dagger in his back. Chance wants to see the knife collection. Kane retrieves the box and opens it. One is missing. Lily gasps that Damien was drugged with Kane's alcohol and stabbed with his knife. She thinks Kane is the killer and cries about having to tell Amy and Nate. Chance wants them to go back to their cabins, and he'll come and question them. He'll start with Phyllis as the witness. Devin wants to know if the rest of them are in danger. Chance knows everyone is rattled, but based on the evidence, this seems like a calculated attack. Amanda thinks her client is very much in danger. Lily snaps at her about planning Kane's defense before Damien's body is even cold. Everyone files out and Chance asks Phyllis, "Tell me what happened." Phyllis says she got lost in the maze, ran into Diane and Jack in there. They were all lost. She split up from the Abbotts and hasn't seen them since. Phyllis tells Chance there was something different about the maze tonight. They all had the paths figured out, but tonight it was like someone had gone in there and rearranged everything to disorient them. Phyllis tells Chance she was trying to find her way to the bar and came to the statue garden. That's when she saw Damien slumped in Kane's arms with a dagger in his back. Kane called her over and they slumped to the ground. Kane checked for Damien's pulse and told her he was dead. She wanted to perform CPR and save him. Chance learns she didn't see anyone else and then asks if she saw anything that would indicate that Kane stabbed Damien. Phyllis tells Chance that Kane was as shocked as she was to see the knife in Damien's back. Chance asks if she heard them arguing. She says no. Chance asks if Kane seemed woozy. Phyllis says no, but he mentioned the adrenaline rush. Phyllis is sure that Kane isn't guilty, and he should focus his investigation elsewhere. Chance will leave no stone unturned. He understands she's eager to work with Kane and warns if she's covering for him. That would be aiding and abetting. Phyllis scoffs at the idea she'd cover for a killer for the sake of a job. Especially a man who killed his former employee. She didn't see anything, and even if Kane did kill Damien, she wouldn't be able to testify. She can assure him that Kane didn't hide the knife and the bottle. They were together the entire time. They left Damien together. They were looking for help, and then they came to him. There is no way he could have gotten rid of that evidence. Chance is actually Kane's alibi for the time that the evidence was stolen. Nick gives Sharon startling news. Nick joins Sharon in her cabin and tells her his parents aren't in their sleeping car. He has to find them. There's been a murder. Sharon gawps. What? Nick tells him Damien was stabbed in the back with a knife from Kane's collection. Sharon asks if they know who did it. Nick says Kane has sent some groundskeepers down the mountain and Chance has launched an unofficial investigation. Something has to be done, whether it's legal or not. Nick tells Sharon that Kane was with Damien when it happened. Someone threw a dagger into his back. He explains they were drinking bourbon that was drugged. Apparently, he died instantly. Kane suspects someone was trying to kill him, which is why Chance was there in the first place. Phyllis was the only witness. She walked in when Damien was hit. Sharon worries about this given she's still traumatized from the clinic. Nick says Chance is questioning her, but Kane is the only one with a motive. He guesses he'll try to blame someone else. If he's right, this vacation from hell is about to take another turn and get a whole lot worse. Nick guesses Kane will try to blame his dad. He tried to buy Chancellor and he turned him down. Sharon can't buy this, but Nick is sure Kane will push his agenda. Sharon's glad Michael is there. If Kane tried to pin it on Victor, Michael would surely come to the rescue. Chance would see right through Kane's setup anyway. Nick worries about Phyllis being caught in the middle. Sharon says she's not okay. She never dealt with what Martin did to them. She's concerned about how all of this will affect her going forward. Nick worries about Sharon being caught up in another police investigation. Sharon's just glad Adam can tell the kids why they haven't been in contact. She laments Damien having his life end so horribly. Nick asks if it makes her think of Heather. Sharon feels they've been followed by a dark cloud. Nick was hoping for a vacation. Sharon nods, a fresh start. Now the trip has gone from bad to worse. Nick tells her this investigation is about to get a whole lot more disturbing. Amanda grills Kane in the center of the maze. Kane pours a drink and tells Amanda they have to replace all the liquor just in case. Amanda points out they've all been drinking and not feeling any effects. Kane rambles about how suddenly Damien was gone. Amanda asks him to be honest. I need to know. Did you have anything to do with this murder? Amanda's job is to anticipate what other people will suspect. Kane asks why he'd want to kill Damien. Amanda knows he was crushed about him and Lily. He asked to be alone with him, and shortly after that he was dead. Kane points out the killer wasn't about to jump out and confess. Anyone could have taken the knife and used it to implicate him. Amanda reminds him of the drugged bourbon and asks how he expects people to interpret this. Kane tells Amanda that she's missing the major plot point. Damien wasn't the target. No one could have known he would share that bourbon with anyone. The killer just missed, that's all. Amanda doesn't think it's that cut and dried for everyone else. His guests are frustrated with his lies and games. It's a bit of a stretch, however, that anyone would want him dead. Who would try to kill him? Kane says it's not Lily. He wishes he could comfort her right now. He gets that he's the last person she wants to see. Amanda says she was with Lily, who is not in a violent state of mind. She runs down the list. Jack, Billy, the Newmans. Why would they resort to violence to keep control of a company they own outright? Kane wouldn't put anything past Victor. Amanda just can't believe it. Kane says Nick's a hothead and threatened him. All he knows for certain is that he was the target. Amanda needs to ask him about the lie he told Chance. They both know. He has a way to contact the police in Nice. What are you hiding, Kane? Why aren't they opening this up to a wider police investigation? Kane doesn't want some random local detective messing up this investigation. He brought Chance to the chateau because he suspected he would be a target. Amanda argues that Chance has no authority there. Kane trusts Chance, who knows all the people there. Amanda gives him a look. Kane thinks she's looking at him like he's hiding something. Does she believe he killed Damien? Devin shares his thoughts in the train car. Lily cries to Abby and Devin about Damien's death. She should have made him stay with her instead of talking to Kane. Devin's playing catch-up, since he didn't know she and Damien were romantically involved. Lily says it happened while they were there. She told Kane they were a couple, and that's when he asked to talk to Damien privately. She fears it's her fault for pushing Kane too hard. Abby reminds her Kane thinks he was the target, not Damien. Devin wonders if he made up the whole thing about someone targeting him to throw them off. Lily cries, "What if the father of my children is a murderer?" Devin's sorry that Lily had to see Damien's body. She worries that Amy will be devastated. Abby still can't believe Kane could murder someone. And for what? Lily can't wrap her head around any of this. Was Kane always like Colin? Or did he become like Colin over the years? Devin wonders about Kane's suspicion that someone is trying to kill him. Lily wonders if it's possible that Kane wanted Damien dead all along. Devin points out that would mean it had nothing to do with Lily, since they only started dating after they got there.